As my grandmother said when she was crowned, coronations are a declaration of our hopes for the future. And I know she's up there, fondly keeping an eye on us, and she'll be a very proud mother.
This isn't gossip, this isn't tabloid noise. This is real, and it's heartbreaking. Before we go any further, hit that like button, show some love, and drop your thoughts and prayers in the comments below, because right now, your words matter more than ever. The news hit like a thunderclap. Out of nowhere, a statement from Buckingham Palace landed, short, formal, but absolutely crushing. Every syllable was carefully chosen, but the emotion beneath it was raw. The palace confirmed that Prince William is going through what they called an intensely personal and challenging period, asking the public to show compassion and allow the family some privacy as they face this storm together. Those few lines were enough to stop the world in its tracks. Phones buzzed non-stop, breaking news alerts flashed across every network, and social media exploded within seconds. The palace's usual calm tone only made things more haunting. What could possibly be so serious that the royals, known for guarding their privacy like a fortress, felt the need to speak out? Even the most seasoned royal reporters were stunned. Journalists who've covered everything from royal weddings to scandals admitted they'd never seen anything like this. The tone was completely different. Not routine, not controlled. This wasn't about a cancelled event or a simple health update. This was something deeper, something that cut straight into the core of the royal family. And despite the monarchy's famous silence when it comes to emotion, this time, people could feel it. Within an hour of the statement, crowds began to gather outside the palace gates. Some carried flowers, others stood in quiet disbelief, tears streaking their faces. No chaos, no protests, just heartbreak, a shared sadness for the man they've watched grow from a boy walking behind his mother's coffin to a devoted father and future king, now facing something truly painful. Tourists who thought they were just here for sightseeing suddenly found themselves swept up in history. Strangers hugged each other. Elderly couples clung together. Parents lifted their kids onto their shoulders, pointing toward the palace as if trying to explain the unexplainable. The air felt heavy, not with scandal, but with unity, grief, and empathy. In that moment, Prince William wasn't just the heir to the throne. He was a man, a son, a husband, a father staring down something unbearable, and the entire country felt that pain ripple through them like a wave. Across Britain, life seemed to pause. Offices went silent as workers crowded around their screens, refreshing news pages for any sign of hope. In classrooms, teachers struggled to explain to students why everyone seemed so shaken. On buses and trains, passengers sat in stunned quiet, eyes glued to their phones trying to process headlines that didn't feel real. Social media turned into a sea of sorrow, a virtual cathedral of mourning. Hashtags exploded, messages of support flooded timelines, and in just minutes, Prince William was trending worldwide. Millions of messages poured in from every corner of the world, waves of love, heartbreak, and disbelief. People shared photos of Prince William through the years, a smiling boy clutching his mother's hand, a young soldier in uniform, a proud dad cradling his newborns, and a composed royal leader beside his wife. Each image told its own story, a story of loyalty, sacrifice, and calm under pressure. But now, knowing that behind those picture-perfect smiles hid unseen battles, the grief hit even harder. Fans and public figures alike were stunned. Celebrities, politicians, and everyday people flooded timelines with words of support and sorrow. It felt like the whole world was mourning one man's pain. Messages of unity and strength came from global leaders too. Presidents and prime ministers issued official statements praising Prince William's steady years of service, his quiet dignity, and his compassion for others. Even charities and foundations he's long supported shared emotional tributes, thanking him for his relentless commitment to mental health, the environment, and children's welfare. Their posts were heartfelt, filled with gratitude, respect, and pure emotion. Then came something no one expected. Even former royals who had once stepped away from the family were said to have reached out privately. Sources whispered that strained ties began to thaw, that in tragedy, fences were quietly being mended. When pain hits home, family, no matter how divided, somehow finds its way back together. The media world stopped in its tracks. Major TV networks abandoned their schedules. Live shows cut to breaking news, anchors' voices trembling as they tried to read the palace's statement without choking up. Royal commentators, usually calm and polished, were visibly shaken. Some admitted on air, "We've never seen anything like this. The shock was real," and shared by everyone. Soon, the hashtag Pray for William flooded every platform. Posts of candles, hearts, and prayers filled the screens. Across Britain, church bells rang in solidarity, echoing through towns and cities. Vigils formed in parks, in cathedrals, even on busy street corners. Strangers gathering, candles flickering, whispers of comfort in the cold night air. It wasn't just sadness, it was unity, the kind that reminded the world how deeply Britain still cares for its royal family. Inside the palace, though, the mood was heartbreakingly quiet. Staff moved through the halls in near silence, their faces solemn. Even those who'd served the royals for decades said they'd never felt the palace this heavy, this still. It wasn't ceremony, it was sorrow, the kind that humbles even the grandest walls. Behind closed doors, the family had pulled together. King Charles, despite his own battles, has reportedly been by William's side, a father first, a monarch second. The two have been in deep conversation, leaning on one another, navigating this storm together with shared strength. Insiders say their bond has quietly grown stronger than ever. Princess Anne, Prince Edward, and other close relatives have stepped in too, offering both emotional support and practical help. For once, royal formality has faded into the background, replaced by something raw and real. Those who've caught a glimpse behind the palace gates say the atmosphere feels different now. Warmer, more human. Buckingham Palace, so often seen as distant and ceremonial, has turned into what one insider described as a real family home. Love, empathy, and solidarity have taken centre stage, even above royal protocol. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, often called William's Rock, has once again shown the world what unwavering love looks like. Through every sleepless night and tense moment, she stayed right by his side, steady and unshakable. Those close to the couple say she's been his anchor, offering quiet strength and constant comfort when the weight of royal life feels unbearable. Even with her own pressures, balancing motherhood, royal duties, and the ever-watchful public eye, Catherine's focus has been entirely on her husband. She's been described as unbreakable, the calm within the chaos, making sure William never feels alone during what many believe is the hardest chapter of his life. Their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and little Prince Louis, are being shielded from the storm of media attention. William and Catherine's goal has always been clear: to give their kids a life that feels normal, even when the world is watching. That promise hasn't changed one bit. Family time has been fiercely protected, schedules cleared, engagements postponed, so they can focus on each other behind closed doors, far away from flashing cameras. Close friends have made heartfelt appeals for privacy, asking the press and public to let the family breathe. They describe William as a man of deep dignity, strong, composed, but still human. And right now, that humanity is being tested like never before. One insider revealed, he's always carried his burdens quietly. But this is different. Years of royal training couldn't have prepared him for something this personal. Inside the palace, aides have been ordered to handle every communication with care. The media frenzy has been relentless, and press officers are working day and night to balance transparency with respect. It's a tightrope, giving the public enough to ease concern without crossing into intrusion. Sources say the decision to release the palace statement didn't come easily. It was debated intensely. Some advisors pushed for silence, arguing that saying nothing would protect William. But in the end, William himself reportedly stood firm. He wanted honesty. He wanted the public to hear it straight from the palace, not twisted through speculation. That choice, while painful, speaks volumes about his character, about the man behind the crown. It's no secret that William believes in a monarchy that feels real, relatable, and human. His openness, even in crisis, proves how much he's reshaping the royal image. Not through grand gestures, but through vulnerability and truth. To truly grasp what this moment means, you have to understand the life he's lived, the impossible balance between destiny and desire. From the second he entered the world, William's fate was sealed. He wasn't just a baby, he was the future of a 1,000-year-old institution. Every step he took, every word he spoke, carried the weight of generations. As a child, he learned that one smile could uplift a nation, and one stumble could set off a media storm. Privacy wasn't a right, it was a rare gift. Even the smallest childhood moments, playing with his brother, riding his bike, walking into school, became headlines, snapshots of a life that was never truly his own. And then came the moment that changed everything, the loss of his mother, Princess Diana. The image of that young boy, walking behind his mother's coffin, eyes down, face pale with heartbreak, it's burned into the world's memory forever. It was then the world saw what royal duty really costs, the collision of love, loss, and expectation in its purest, most painful form. Diana's passing taught William a truth he's never forgotten, that fame can be cruel, that love in the spotlight is fragile, and that the price of being royal is often paid in silence. It also instilled in him a deep desire to protect his own family from similar pain. Throughout his adult life, he has fought to maintain boundaries, carving out spaces where his children can simply be children, and where his marriage can exist beyond the glare of constant observation. Yet the demands of royalty are relentless, and privacy is a rare luxury. As heir to the throne, William carries responsibilities that go far beyond ceremonial duties. He represents continuity and stability in an ever-changing world. He's expected to be a diplomat, a leader, a symbol of national pride, and a beacon of moral integrity, all while living under a microscope that magnifies every flaw and celebrates every triumph. Over the years, he has taken on dozens of patronages championing causes like mental health, homelessness, conservation, and veteran support. He has travelled the globe representing Britain, delivering speeches, meeting dignitaries, and serving as the face of the monarchy in countless ways. Every engagement demands preparation, composure, and flawless performance, even when he is exhausted or overwhelmed. Friends describe William as someone who questions himself, who worries whether he is doing enough. The pressure to be perfect is crushing, and the knowledge that failure is not an option weighs heavily on his shoulders. This latest crisis has stripped away the illusion that royalty somehow insulates one from suffering. It has revealed what those closest to William have always known. Beneath the titles and privilege is a man with a beating heart, capable of being broken by life's cruelties. Just like anyone else, echoes of the past remind us that the British monarchy has weathered countless storms, wars, scandals, and personal tragedies that tested the institution's resilience. Yet it has endured, adapting to changing times while maintaining the traditions that define it. But that endurance has often come at a cost, paid by the individuals who wear the crown. The parallels between Prince William's current struggles and the challenges faced by previous generations are clear. His great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, spent 7 decades on the throne, navigating crises with a stoicism that became legendary. She endured the abdication of her uncle, the early death of her father, the dissolution of her sister's marriage, and scandals involving her own children. Through it all, she maintained the famous royal motto, "Never complain, never explain." But that silence carried its own burden. Elizabeth's commitment to duty meant suppressing personal feelings, maintaining composure, even during moments of profound grief. When Princess Diana died, the Queen's initial reluctance to publicly mourn was criticised, yet it reflected a lifetime of conditioning that prioritised institutional stability over personal expression. The lesson she passed down to her descendants was one of resilience through restraint, a doctrine that strengthened the family but also stifled it. Prince William's mother, Diana, struggled against those constraints. Her warmth and vulnerability endeared her to millions, but it also put her at odds with royal protocol. She spoke openly about her mental health struggles, her troubled marriage, and her feelings of isolation within the palace walls. Her honesty was revolutionary, but it also made her a target. The relentless media attention that followed her every move ultimately contributed to the circumstances of her tragic death. Prince William has inherited the best of both worlds, his grandmother's unwavering sense of duty and his mother's deep compassion. He understands the weight of the institution he will one day lead, yet he also knows the monarchy must evolve to be more transparent, relatable, and human. Balancing that responsibility is never easy, especially when personal crises demand both vulnerability and extraordinary strength. As this latest challenge unfolds, history seems to echo painfully. Once again, a beloved royal faces something that cannot be solved with diplomacy or smoothed over with protocol. Once again, the world witnesses the deeply human cost of a life devoted to crown and country. Questions remain. Has the family learned the lessons of the past? Can they offer William the support and understanding that others were sometimes denied? Signs of hope are visible. King Charles, who himself endured criticism and personal struggles, is reportedly deeply attuned to his son's pain. The family seems to be closing ranks, not out of duty, but out of real love and concern. Across Britain and the world, the public response has been extraordinary. This is not idle curiosity or fascination with celebrity. It is genuine grief and heartfelt concern for a man who has given so much in service to others. Flowers continue to pile up outside royal residences. Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle and Kensington Palace have become informal memorials, with people from every walk of life leaving notes of encouragement, prayers and love. Some are simple, "Stay strong, William," or "We're with you always." Others are deeply personal, sharing how the prince's work has touched their lives. One note left by an elderly woman outside Buckingham Palace read, "You carried us through our darkest days. Now let us carry you through yours." That sentiment perfectly captures the nation's mood, a collective desire to comfort someone who has given so much. Religious communities across Britain have held prayer services, with churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples opening doors to those seeking solace. Faith leaders emphasize compassion and the shared humanity that unites us all, regardless of title or status. Even online, the response has been overwhelmingly supportive. Social media, often a breeding ground for rumor and cruelty, has instead become a space for empathy. People share stories of overcoming hardship, offering hope that William and his family will emerge stronger. Mental health advocates remind everyone that asking for help is a sign of courage, not weakness. Charities tied to Prince William have seen a surge in donations. People are giving to causes close to his heart: homelessness initiatives, mental health organizations, conservation efforts, creating a tangible way to show solidarity. Even in his darkest hour, his work continues to make a difference, a quiet reminder of the enduring impact of his service and a moment of reflection for the monarchy. This crisis has sparked urgent conversations about the role of royalty in the modern age. For generations, the monarchy has operated under an unspoken bargain. In exchange for privilege and status, members would sacrifice privacy, personal freedom, and sometimes even happiness. They were expected to be symbols, living embodiments of national identity and continuity, while suppressing their own needs and desires. But in an era of unprecedented transparency and shifting social values, that agreement is being questioned like never before. The younger generation of royals, led by Prince William and Catherine, has worked tirelessly to humanize the institution, showing that it's possible to honor tradition while also acknowledging the real challenges of being human. Prince William's advocacy for mental health awareness has been one of the most meaningful contributions of his public life. Through campaigns like Heads Together and countless conversations about the importance of seeking help, he has helped break down the stigma surrounding mental health struggles and grief. He has spoken openly about his own experiences with loss and the difficulty of processing trauma under public scrutiny. Now, facing this latest challenge, the significance of his previous work is even clearer. He has taught a generation that vulnerability is not weakness, that asking for support is an act of courage, and that even those who seem strong sometimes need help carrying their burdens. By living those values during his own crisis, he reinforces the very message he has spent years promoting. The monarchy itself may emerge from this moment changed. There is growing recognition that the institution's survival depends not on maintaining an illusion of perfection, but on showing genuine humanity. The public response to Prince William's struggles proves that people do not expect their royals to be superhuman. They simply want honesty, compassion, and the courage it takes to show vulnerability. This moment could mark a turning point, one that future generations may look back on as the time the monarchy fully embraced its humanity, acknowledged that the crown does not shield from pain, and asked for the same understanding and grace it has long extended to others. As Britain and the world wait for more details, the focus remains on supporting Prince William and his family. The palace has stressed that privacy is paramount, and there is a widespread understanding that some matters are too personal to be shared publicly. What is certain is that this moment will be remembered as a turning point, both for Prince William personally and for the monarchy as an institution. It is a reminder that even those born into extraordinary privilege face ordinary human struggles. It is a testament to the power of empathy, the importance of community in times of crisis, and the reality that the future King of England is facing a trial that will test him in ways no amount of preparation could anticipate. But he does not face it alone. He has a loving wife by his side, a supportive family surrounding him, and a nation standing behind him. In the days and weeks ahead, there will be more updates, more palace statements, and more opportunities for the public to show support. But what matters most right now is that Prince William knows he is not alone in his struggle. The outpouring of love and concern from around the world proves that his years of service have created a bond between him and the people. He will one day reign over a bond built not on ceremony or tradition, but on mutual respect and genuine affection. The road ahead may be difficult, and there will likely be challenges that test the family in ways they cannot yet anticipate. But if history has taught us anything, it is that the British people rally around their royals in times of genuine crisis. They may debate the monarchy in times of peace, but when one of their own is suffering, the nation unites with remarkable compassion and solidarity. Prince William has given his life to service. He has represented his country with dignity and grace. He has championed causes that help the most vulnerable among us. He has shown courage in speaking openly about difficult topics and has worked tirelessly to modernize an ancient institution while respecting its traditions. Now, as he faces perhaps the greatest challenge of his life, the people he has served so faithfully are returning that dedication tenfold. They show up outside his homes with flowers and prayers, light candles in his honor, donate to his causes, and speak his name with love and concern. The crown may be heavy, but the love and support of millions make it bearable. And in that truth lies hope. Hope that from this devastation, something stronger and more resilient will emerge, that Prince William will find his way through the darkness with the same grace and dignity he has always shown, and that when he does emerge, he will do so knowing he was never truly alone. As we continue to follow this story, let us approach it with compassion and respect. Behind every headline is a real person facing real pain. Prince William deserves the space to heal, the grace to be human, and the assurance that he is not alone. The entire world is watching, waiting, and hoping for better days ahead. Drop your thoughts, prayers, and support in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so your voice joins the millions standing with Prince William and the entire royal family as they navigate this storm. This moment transcends politics and protocol. It is simply human beings caring for another human being in his hour of need. And in that simple act of compassion, there is profound power and beauty.